Until about 10,000 years ago, the livelihood of our ancestors depended on foraging, which means that they gathered whatever the nature had to offer and processed it for use. These societies were called hunting and gathering societies. Living in groups of 30 to 40 people, such societies were very closely tied together and codependent. Hunters depended on gatherers for daily food, and gatherers depended on hunters for special additions in their dietary components. There were no class divisions, no private property in the sense that a given group of people was restricted within the area of its needs, and no gender inequalities. People's lifestyle began to change about 10,000 years ago. We call this transformation the Neolithic Revolution, Neolithic meaning New Stone Age, because we associate the increasing use of sophisticated Neolithic tools with it. Instead of just hunting and gathering, people started to domesticate animals and learned how to cultivate crops. The changes resulted in the development of the first form of agriculture, which is called horticulture. People basically cut down woodland in order to clear the land and plant crops. This meant that the way people lived was going to change as well. Nomadic lifestyle was replaced with sedentary lifestyle. People became more rooted in their settlements, and a fixed lifestyle led to an increase in the birth rate. The population started to grow. As agriculture developed and advanced, civilization started to develop as well. The first traces of civilization go back 5,000 years. Food surplus gave rise to storehouses. Storehouses, in their turn, gave rise to various ways of worship. Worship rituals gave rise to a central figure, and so on and so forth. Classes started to form. Now that we have given a basic overview and summary of major events and changes, let's look at what proof we found of Armenia undergoing the above-mentioned Neolithic Revolution. Various types of stones, blades, axes, and hammers have been found in the territory of Armenia dating back to 10,000 BC, made of different materials such as obsidian and later on stone. As we remember, Neolithic means New Stone Age. Neolithic Revolution resulted in the formation of classes, states, and wars. Before the revolution, all the tools that were found had undefined shapes and were relatively smooth. Later on, as the revolution occurred, these tools started to gain more advanced shapes and their scope of usage expanded. Sharper blades, bows, arrows, and axes emerged, which meant that warfare was gradually emerging as well. One of the most common and abundant things found in the Armenian highland around the Neolithic Revolution are different types of pottery made of clay, pitches, plates, small and large vessels. Some of the most beautifully crafted clay products dated back around 2300 BC. This marks the further advancement of agriculture because people started to specialize in specific areas. Besides simple pottery, we can find many ritual vessels which had primitive animal images on them. These are direct proof that people were starting to domesticate animals and birds instead of only hunting them. This also notes that people started to understand that meat was not the only benefit they could obtain from animals. Vessels with stellar symbols, goats and birds were found in Devin and Karasham. Many animal statues that prove that animals had major religious significance were also common to be found in Lăgeașeni, Artic, and Astribălur. Along with the development of agriculture, birth rates started to increase as well. Statues and idols of women prove that people started to understand the significance of a woman's role in the continuation of the human race. This proves that there indeed was a revolution and that the population started to grow due to it.